Hello everyone, you are welcome to Anchor Network where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. Outrage over Igbokwe'S comments on Buhari. The comments made by the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Lagos State, Mr. Joe Igbokwe, that anyone with the insinuation that President Muhammadu Buhari government has not done well is a liar from the pit of hell, has caused outrage on Twitter. Igbokwe, who appeared as a guest on Channels Television's Politics Today on Monday, blamed the nation's woes on the previous administrations since 1999. UPDP were there for 16 years and we didn't see anything. In the midst of plenty, I cannot lay my hands on anything. Support your leader. Don't be a distraction. Anybody who tells you Buhari is not doing well is a liar from the pit of hell, given where we were coming from, he said. Currently, Igbokwe is trending on Twitter with Nigerians bashing him for such a ridiculous comment, as many people have dubbed him a chameleon who's only after his personal pockets. Oh God. It's not a new thing, of course. And I don't know what people really expect from somebody who, you are working for somebody employed you, somebody is paying your bill, somebody, is your boss. Does anybody expect such a person that is being employed by somebody to speak against that person, unless maybe you are ready to quit your job, or you are ready to, maybe you have other jobs elsewhere? In as much your employer or your boss is still the one paying your bills, paying your salary, putting money, in your pocket, definitely you have to defend that person, to any length at all. A lot of people have really come out to say, why must he say that? Of course, he could be right in a way. Of course, PDP, we know how PDP really performed during their time. It was really something that a lot of people are not really happy about. And that was why they said, no, enough is enough. Enough was enough, that there must be a change of governments. And looking at everything at that time, it's like they were not ready to even change anything. The impunity was on the other side. The impunity was something else. And everybody, came together and said, no, we are going to change government. We want to have a different system. When you are doing something over and over, again, and you are getting the same results, it doesn't make sense. And people were like, okay, let us change this government, because a lot of them, it's like they didn't know what they were doing, even to the president then. And these people that were really coming, everybody like, okay, they are new blood, they have a different agenda. Most of the things that we were complaining about, those were the things that they brought as their, was in their manifesto. That's, when you talk of corruption, you talk of insecurity, corruption was, was was the reigning thing. It was the rave of the moment. Corruption was just like, done, you know, uh, at any kind of level you might just want to think about it. And they were not really ready to change. Of course, maybe there were pockets of people they were trying to, jail or to put behind the bar. But it was not as if they were really ready on that. They were not really making it as their primary duty for them to tackle corruption. And at the end of the day, uh, Boko Haram was still, doing their own stuff, and they were having feed day all over the place. They were even holding a lot of territory, putting their flags here and there. Everybody was just like, this was the height of it. And coupled with the fact that the Chibok girls incident happened then, and which really went viral, the whole world really heard about it. It really went viral. So everybody was like, we cannot just continue like this. And then you could see that people were really like, oh, if you are in PDP, it's like if you are, part of the government, then, everything is just like a man, no man. Whatever you want to get is just about man, no man. If you are among them, if you are, if you were with them, just count yourself so lucky. It's just like they will have what contracts, a lot of things will not be done, and things like that. And that was why people like, okay, we really need to change this government. So if Igbokwe is talking from that angle, good and fine. We now say, okay, let us have a APC. It's like they have a uh, new agenda. They have a new things to bring to the table, and they have been singing about it. The rhetoric was all over the place. Oh, change, change, change. They have to change this government. Everybody bought into it, and luckily for them, they came in. For the first 6 months, it was hard for them to even put themselves together. People were giving a lot of excuses. Don't you know this? Don't you know that? It's not an easy thing. But some people were like, this is the same man, this Buhari, the same man that has really been fighting to become the president of the country almost 4 times, or 3 or 4 times. He tried and he didn't win. So he ought to have prepared himself down. People like, okay, maybe he didn't know that he was going to win. Maybe he thought it was going to be the same, the way he has been failing before. Maybe he thought it was going to be like that. 6 months down the line, at the end of the day, all this initial grad, they were really trying to put some things together. But at some point, everybody, understood where these guys are really coming from. And all of a sudden, and people began to see that it was just a kind of deceit that they brought to Nigeria, because you now find that most of the people that were in PDP, a lot of them defected to APC. They were so happy. And I could remember the former chairman of APC then, Pa Oyegun, he was saying, there was no way they would have told them, or they would have turned them back. Let them be coming, let them be coming. But as soon as they are coming, they should know that they are coming to a new party that, believes, in fighting again, fighting corruption. So they wouldn't want, they will expect them to fall in line. But it didn't really go down with a lot of people. And at the end of the day, they were like, no, it's not, this is not the whole thing. After the first 4 years, everybody got to understand the whole thing. But unfortunately, they came back again. And the things that the same Igbokwe is talking about, complaining about 16 years of PDP, we now found out that they are even worse than. And most of the people working in APC, they were in PDP before, and now they are working together. If you join them, everything, whether you're having corruption cases against you, or maybe you're hanging on your neck, they will just try to discard it. They will not even want to hear again. But as soon as you leave the party, because a lot of people now began to see that this party is not, maybe they made a mistake by even joining the party, the like of Saraki, all of them, you cannot even vote for them, because all of them, they are same. And what is this man's name? Melaye. Once you just try to leave the party, they want to go after you. But if you come into the party, they will pamper you. And those were the things that we went through. And before recession came in. It has always been blame game. So what do you really expect from Igbokwe to say? No, he's not going to say anything different, because he's still in that party. But as soon as you see Igbokwe leaves that party, you will hear him start singing another song. That is just human being for you. And that is the kind of politics, that is being played in Nigeria. So anybody expecting Igbokwe to say otherwise, I don't think the person is really serious, because definitely he's going to defend his boss. He's going to defend his party, to the last, to his best of knowledge. And people are like, why will he be saying so? Because people are really reacting to that, because in the midst of all the problems, all the things that are happening, and yes, somebody will still be saying, that Buhari has done well. Of course, like, I believe there is no government that will not want to do one or two things. But if you try to score them, check their scorecard, what have they really done? To me, they don't do more than 5 to 10%. And it's something, they have done something. But that is not what Nigerians need. That is not what, it ought to be. If you are doing things like up to 70-80%, because nobody is perfect, there could be some places they will be making mistakes, but let your mistakes be minimal, and let your your achievement overwhelm your mistakes, and that is when people will know that you are doing. So there is no government that does not even do one or two things when they come in, but the rate at which they do it, the attention they give to all of those positive things, that is where the whole thing lies. So if they say Buhari has done one or two things, of course he has done one or two things. It's not as if he's just sitting down there. But comparing what they told us, comparing what they told Nigerians that they are going to do, and to what they are doing, is what the problem is. And that's why you're seeing people complaining. So if Igbokwe is saying Buhari has not done anything, so on what scale? From 1 to 10 or from 10 to 100? How do you rate them? That is where the question comes in. You talk about the insecurity is still the same thing. They will tell you that they have been able to capture Boko Haram, or they be able to take over the territories that Boko Harams were really holding on. But now Boko Haram, they've changed tactics. Now they have that boldness to go and, to go to army base, to go and commit mayhem, to go and, to take the fight to them. So what is the job done? You've collected the territories from them, good and fine. But now they are strengthened. They have more power to go and dare the army going to their base. So what are we talking about? You talk about economy is something else. You talk about just name it. You talk about maybe position or federal character. You talk about our educational system. You talk about our electricity. What are we still getting? How many megawatts have we really achieved? They will get 5,000 today. After like how many days they will come back to 2,000? Is that a improvement? All the companies that were in Nigeria, as soon as they come in and when they started making their wrong policies, a lot of them flee out of the country. A lot of them have to go and settle outside Nigeria in other smaller African countries. Is that what you call development? So when people are saying like somebody like Igbokwe, if of course you don't expect him to say otherwise. If he says otherwise, that means he's ready to leave the party, or he's ready not to have get the kind of position he's holding on to. So it is natural, it is normal, but people still need to like tell them that what you are saying, you should be the reverse should be the case, because he's calling anybody who is saying Buhari has not done anything, he's calling them liars. So I think a reverse should be the case, and that's why people are really coming out. Some people like say, oh, Oga, take off the red cap on your head, you don't deserve it. Maybe he's having a red cap. This man is no longer Igbokwe, but Tinubu Kwe, Yoruba Kwe, Hausa Kwe, Fulani Kwe. Really, those are the backlash he's been receiving, on Twitter and from Nigerians as well. Someone say, Honorable Igbokwe, I salute your courage. You have said the truth. Most of your Igbo brothers and sisters can only understand the language of corruption. Okay, now, so this person is talking about corruption. Just like I said, where we need to blame PDP, we blame them. Where we need to blame APC, we blame them. And at the end of the day, people found out that they are of same. So there is no point of saying, PDP has done well. Of course, me, I always say things the way they are, because it's not as if a PDP has really done well. But at the end of the day, we'll not find that even where we're coming from is even better off, because everybody complained about the way and manner at which PDP was really ruling then. But now, seeing this APC is another thing entirely. People are just like kind of confused, and they don't have choice than to say they are all together, they are same, and that's why you could see that some people, they will just be defecting when there is election time. When it is election time, you see them defecting from PDP to APC to back to this thing. Even article that we are talking about, how many times it was in PDP, it went back to APC, from APC back to PDP. So what are we talking about? And if they are with APC, they will sing the praises of APC. If they are no longer with APC, they will sing the praises of PDP. So what are we talking about? These guys, they have opportunity of moving from place to place, and because they are the ones, they call themselves, political elites, so they can jump ship, and it will favor them. It is those of us who are still looking at them, because the more we look, the less we see. So that's what has been happening. But my own take is that people that are really accusing Igbokwe, you don't expect him to say otherwise. Definitely he's going to defend his party, he's going to defend his boss, and he's going to defend his pocket. So guys, that's just my own opinion. I would like to hear from you what you think about the reaction towards Igbokwe making the comment that anybody who says Buhari has not done anything, the person is a liar. Please put down your comments in the comment section and let's hear your take. Thank you very much. Bye.